Hey Mountaineer fans, after a year of being stuck at home, you deserve all the latest WVU gear, gifts, and apparel to show your Mountaineer pride. Our friends at the Book Exchange are offering 25% off with our promo code BX4 Final Four. Let's cheer on all of our Mountaineer athletes in gold and blue and support local business too. Shop online at bookexchangewv.com or at their downtown Morgantown or Evansdale locations. That promo code again is BX4 Final
Recorded
Four.
live in Morgantown, West by God, Virginia, and across the world, with your hosts, Kevin Jones, Da'Sean Butler, John Flowers, and our lovely co-host, Ashley. This is the Final Fourcast podcast.
Yo, welcome to another episode of Final Fourcast with me, your host, Dave Flo. Got my guy KJ with me.
Yo.
My guy Da'Sean Butler is in the house.
What up?
One more time. Trying not to make it awkward today for Da'Sean. And our lovely co-host Ashley.
That's me.
And producer Dave is here.
Hey, Dave.
What up?
Hi.
It's gonna be one of those days I can see already.
Hey, Dave. Yeah,
I wasn't
Dave.
prepared to say anything, and then the mic was muted, so I had to rush.
Yeah, Dave's in his bag today. He's really sad about Da'Sean leaving, actually.
That sucks.
Are we all?
Dave, you know, you've been with this from day one. You did more episodes than Dave, you know, and you're going different places now. You're a coach now, so you can't be a part of these shenanigans.
Don't even remind me. I'm gonna start crying. You know how sensitive I get, John. So.
My goodness.
Exactly. You know how sensitive I can get in a heartbeat. So.
Oh my God.
So what are the topics of the day? I mean, I want to sit here and talk about me.
The show's about you, Dave.
Oh,
This is it.
really?
This
This is what you've
you.
always wanted, Day. It's your
My
time.
own talk show.
Spotlight's on you. Just
Oh,
you.
man. Mm.
Don't gotta,
This is good news.
don't gotta worry about talking over anybody.
I'm actually gonna sit here and listen. This is my sit and listen show.
Nah, but
actually.
how's Atlanta? How's everything going out there?
Atlanta's fun, honestly. It's infinitely bigger, obviously, than Morgantown. I'm getting adjusted to my surroundings pretty easily. I just moved into my place yesterday, so actually not yesterday, Friday.
Oh, wow.
How's that process of finding a place?
Ugh, sucks. I've been in an Airbnb and in and out of hotels on my own dime for like the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it's never fun to pay.
Now, is your family with you yet, or is it just you for right now?
It's just me for right now. They're still in Morgantown, so I still have to drive back up there and get some things, and we got to ship some stuff down and whole process like that. But yeah, I had to find a place first though. So.
How far are you outside of Atlanta?
I'm 10 miles.
Okay,
I'm
that's
right
not-
there. It is now, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's depending on what day it is and what time it is, that could be a 40-minute drive.
I
So
heard chocolate crazy.
yeah, it's just it's very difficult to just maneuver how you want to maneuver. I'm used to 15 minutes I'll get there. Nah, it's not the case. So
Now you got to leave early every day.
can't just pop out of bed.
You're going back to Morgantown though.
Nah, for sure. I'll be back in
Make sure
Morgantown.
you check in on Dave because he's taking it pretty hard.
Really? Damn. I'll go check with him. Make sure he's good, man. I can't have a friend
I'm not
going through dark times.
Him or Ethan posted the last episode of Miley Cyrus on Twitter.
Wait, what?
It really pissed me off.
I don't.
The last episode of Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I don't follow. Break that down.
You know, the final episode of
Hannah Montana?
Hannah Montana. Yeah.
Oh, Hannah Montana. All right.
Okay, I think I understand.
Why?
They
I don't know.
posted that. I don't know if it was Dave or Ethan, but
Let's blame Ethan. I don't think Dave would do that.
Amen.
I think Dave would do it.
It was 100% me, and it was a reaction video, and I just thought it was funny.
Own it, Dave.
It was just ridiculous, and I thought it was funny. And then Joe goes, I'm gonna have an opinion, but I don't do any tweeting myself, so.
Everybody,
Is that the voice?
I had everybody get on Dave about that. Now, if you were gonna do it, the last episode like of a show, what would it be, KJ or Da'Sean?
A last episode of the show?
Yeah, like instead of Hannah.
I don't know what the Hannah Montana ending was. So
It was literally just
Yeah, I was gonna
it
say, I
came
don't really
across.
know either.
It came up on my feed, and I thought, oh, that'd be funny if I said this is Day's reaction because like she's over dramatic and looks through a window and then walks away. I thought, oh, this might be funny. 2-second fleeting thought, and then I get like a barrage of John going, "Whoever said this needs to be fired."
Me personally, I would have did the Fresh Prince.
Oh, that'd
Why
be
you don't love me?
Yeah.
Why you don't love me anymore? That one? Where his dad left?
I would have did the nah. The last episode.
Oh, when
The
everybody
empty
walked
house?
out and the house is...
or the Martin last episode or something.
How weird is that? You said that, and there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is on Twitter. The final episode of Fresh Prince on our Twitter account.
Yeah.
Mm.
That says Da'Sean when he says goodbye to the show.
Oh, okay.
They put a gif up.
Yeah, him walking around.
I was going to say, what's the time? What's the time on that one?
That was 4 days ago.
4 days. I was about to say that. I was going to say that would have been a hell of a coincidence after you said it. If it just got posted.
Right.
I feel like if Dave was to never come back on the show, then we could do something like that. But he's going to be a regular guest, I feel like.
Yeah. I'll figure out my weekend so I can just hop on here and talk some shit. But
Yeah.
for the most part, yeah, I'm just not going to be on as consistent. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to cheat the show and say, oh, well, Dave's not here again. Like we did a year and a half ago when I was just like missing a month. Because of laziness.
I mean, is it gonna be like getting Pat White on? Like we gotta talk to your peoples, and everybody gotta talk to everybody.
Well, I would definitely double check. My boss is like gonna be sitting next to me. It's not like the NBA where I might have to take like a week to get in contact with the head guy, but it's the G League. My boss sits right next to me every day. So I was like, hey, you don't mind if I do this? He's like, oh no, go ahead, or nah, not this. Like, don't do that, or don't say anything stupid or blah, blah, blah. But besides that, like, I don't foresee it being a Pat White-esque. No disrespect to Pat.
Right.
Love
Pat.
do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, he's working hard, so.
But what if?
Yeah.
Damn, somebody's knocking on my door.
Take us with
who
you.
that
Take
is.
us with you. Take us with you.
No, I'm not
Oh my God, that'd be so funny.
I see
Let's
why
see
you
who's
turned your camera off.
Let's see who's at J Flow's door. Let's find
I
out.
don't have on any clothes.
Massage?
Massage.
Massage?
John's running around naked. That's why his camera's not on.
Yeah.
Accent is terrible, by the way. Apologies.
Let's go see who it is.
The shittiest version of Blue's Clues available.
What the fuck?
It's no one.
Here comes the mail it never.
Oh my God.
This is
All right, this is boring me already.
We can still talk. I was going to say.
Hey, I was gonna ask you a question. So with your new job and everything, how would you compare it to your old one as far as like obviously the talent level is different. Talent level is better on the G League level, but as far as like your like coaching, do you think your coaching style has changed? Do you think the guys listen more or less than your old job, or how you feel about that?
Well, like you said, the talent's different for sure. My biggest worry was more or less of how receptive people would be. I mean, just more or less like if I say something, are these dudes gonna be like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here"?
Exactly.
Or like, and I feel like they've been like the guys that I've gotten a chance to meet because we haven't had our full team here yet.
Yeah.
The guys I've gotten a chance to meet and work with have been very receptive. Not to mention, I asked them a ton of questions about like what they want to do and what they feel comfortable doing, what they think they need to work on, like just more or less build a rapport with these guys before I just go out there and start barking out exercises that they may feel are a waste of their time, or I may feel like, all right, cool, they know how to do this. Like I might not want to like make it overkill or make the workout too dull.
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably my biggest adjustment. And my coaching philosophy is, I would just say, was always one of the things is like always being transparent. Like I want to be open and honest and just be myself and not have to worry about like being Coach Da'Sean and then like when I talk to them outside of coaching, I'm joking around. Like I always joke around anyway. Like and I'll find the right time when to be serious and when to give them proper information and stuff like that. But I just feel like trying to be me the entire time and not like try to turn on this coaching light or whatever the case may be or switch is the best part of like what I do right now. So
yeah, that's dope. Because I feel like even though obviously on the NBA level is pretty different, but G League level too, guys are professional, like not technical, like they're actual professionals. And when it comes to college, these guys are still learning things, and I feel like they would be more receptive. But it's cool if you can relate to the players, and they know that you're not just barking out orders and just trying to be a boss, that you actually care about their development. So I think people are more receptive to criticism and coaching that way.
Yeah, but I honestly, like Kev, I just think, like, to your point, you're absolutely right. I just feel like when you came out of college, you're 22. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta even then. I was like, think about that. Like you were still young, you were still learning things.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. I can't even say that the guys aren't similar to college guys. I just feel like the approach that maybe a college coach would have versus like an approach that you should have with the professionals is just a little bit different. But at the same time, like, these guys are still trying to learn. They're still trying to get better. The same thing as, college basketball players are. Like, it's just like more or less you ain't punishing people. You're just not doing that type of stuff.
I'd be more concerned with the egos, though. You know what I mean? Like at that level where these guys are like, obviously I'm here for a reason. You know what I mean? And having to deal with that. Like, I know how to play ball. What the fuck you talking about? Right?
I mean, you probably have to you're going to have to deal with egos everywhere, whether it be like it's basketball or, I know at your job, you probably have to deal with a ton.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think that'll ever change. More or less, just there's less. Well, one of the things I realized is, like, I'm happy that I don't have to worry about dealing with as much school as I was before, and I barely really dealt with school as much because I just got the job, and everybody already had their positions and things they were doing. Mm-hmm. But like, there were probably like, I would have like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours max basketball to work with the guys. And it's like, all right, we have an hour and maybe hour and a half practice. And then I have an hour and a half to like individually work with like 3 guys on a 20-man roster for our college university. It was just like, it was tough to like help everybody and also to make sure these guys are there for school. Mm-hmm. Whereas this job is just basketball. Like I wake up in the morning and I go to the office and focus on what I can do to help the 3 individuals I may have for the year. Like, I was talking to Kevin like a couple nights ago, just trying to figure out some things like, all right, like, what do you like to do? Why do you like doing this? Any ideas on like, because I'll be working with like guys that kind of play his position or guys that can play inside and play outside, like 4. So just talking to him and figuring some things out, talking to other people. I haven't talked to everybody yet. I plan on talking to a bunch of the guys I play basketball with in general. Because, I mean, coaching for me, I mean, I learned from the guys I was next to. So, like, why not learn from the players? And then I'm going to be working with players and I'm going to be asking them these same questions. So just trying to get a vibe and trying to be the best version of myself I can, so.
Amen.
Dope.
That is the nice thing about you, Da'Sean, that I would hope, well, not everybody's going to know this because they don't know you as a person. But like, I think about, when you started doing your, Da'Sean and Dalster, podcast, and you'd come to me asking for advice on how to get better. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that you will be successful at what you do because that's what you do. You ask people who know, you listen to others, and you take direction so well that I feel like you'll constantly strive to do your best at whatever it is. So, round of applause to Da'Sean, just because you're such a damn awesome person.
If you can see me, I'm bowing as you guys are.
No, something tells me that you're not, but okay. If you wanna keep that.
Yeah, are you coaching with the preseason team, or have you started?
I did some stuff with like the Hawks for preseason, like in like maybe I would say like a week before preseason started. Like I was just like rebounding, passing, just getting a chance to talk to the guys. I wasn't like instructing people unless like I actually knew exactly what the drill was, because I wasn't trying to get cursed out by somebody. Just said, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, yo,
all right then,
grown. Like like so I didn't want to get into one of those moments. So I was just like, our coach, who if you guys don't know, our head coach is Steve Gansey, and I didn't even get a chance to even tell you. Does anybody know where I'm coaching?
I don't know the name of.
All right, so even better, perfect. Let me see. So I'm an assistant coach for the College Park Skyhawks, which is the Atlanta Hawks affiliate.
Okay.
So I'll be working with the Atlanta Hawks G League team, and whenever we don't have anything going on with the Skyhawks, I mean, if the Hawks do need any help or need anything, they'll probably ask our head coach first. And if they need more bodies, then they'll call us. So
coaches get a call up.
I'm like a second reserve. I won't even say we get call ups, more or less. It's just more like we need someone to rebound. But and even then they got guys that do that. So it's just like if we were to get a chance to go watch, like we just sit there and watch them practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like learning opportunities.
Is that intimidating for you, like being around and trying not to do too much, but also like I guess putting your input in whenever it's needed or asked for?
What do you think?
Find that balance?
What do you think? Am I half stepping on? I literally, I'm trying to find I always try to find my balance and try to figure out what to and what not to do. I got a decent like feel for it, and I started to get a better feel for it as the weeks went along. It's like it's fun. I mean, I just like kind of like Ash was just not joking around, but just talking about like anytime I got a chance to talk to the Hawk staff in general, I would ask them questions about why they were doing what they were doing, and if I could get an opportunity to like sit down and like talk to those guys and figure out like certain drills and what the purpose of those are, because we don't have to do everything that the Hawks do, but it helps when we do some of the things. So when they have guys that come down, there's not this big disconnect on what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then we want to prepare the guys that are down with, not down. I don't even want to say down because it's not a demotion. But we got to prepare the guys that are with us just in case they get called up to the Hawks.
Yeah.
So, like, we got to run similar things. So, getting the coaches' point of views on things and building a rapport with the players on both sides. And just, at the end of the day, we're here to help the players,
Right.
And obviously winning basketball games is important, but it is a players' league. And we just want to I want to do my best at helping those guys and then building a decent relationship with the staff and the coaches in our organization and other organizations as well. I mean, it is what it is.
Shout out to Steve Gansey, man.
Yeah, head coach Steve Gansey. Good talk.
Mike Gansey's the WVU great. Mike Gansey's brother.
It is his brother. I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm loving the West Virginia networking there. I'm loving the connection, man. Round of applause for that.
It went pretty well.
There we go.
You know the first time I met him, John?
I do not. Probably drunk.
So we were driving, me and you, which jerk. Anyway, me and you were driving down to Charleston, and I got a message about like helping some people, like helping a friend of a friend of a friend find a gym and so on and so forth. And I helped find some people like a gym, and it was like, it was one of those things where it's like I was helping somebody, and because of that, I ended up running into Steve. He's like, thanks for helping out with that and helping a friend. And then I actually sat down with him and talked to him a bunch while we were in Charleston, while he was coaching TBT, and just getting an opportunity to meet him there. So like when my name came up, he was like, oh yeah, I remember talking to him in Charleston. Like, yeah, he was a good dude, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, I ended up getting the job because, the GM, she was awesome. She ended up giving me the job, Tori. But when she went to go talk to Steve, it was like, oh yeah, like he gave me a good, like,
Oh, you said because of West Virginia and Charleston.
No. I didn't say that. I said I don't know if you remember. We were driving down. That's the only thing
You're saying if I didn't put you on the staff, you never would have got to Atlanta.
Nah, I don't think that was what I said. Please don't press that clap. Please don't press that button. I'm still talking. But anyway, it's like you said, the West Virginia connection is always helpful.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll see a whole bunch of other connections too. I mean, Nick Van Ness was out there with you?
Yeah, man. He was like the another person I got a chance to see this summer, and then I ran into him here. I mean, he works here. And just like, once again, man, this family thing, like it runs. So everybody's looking out for one another. Everybody's teaching and helping me and just put me in the right spot so I could be successful and at least attempt to try to be successful. So,
Yeah.
You
staying on top of it.
You miss Morgantown at all? Like, or you feel like it was time to get up out of there?
I wouldn't say it was time to get up out of there. It's just more or less like what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to, coach the highest level of basketball. So if I like NBA or pro basketball, more or less, just like if it was an NBA, like I wanted to coach in the G League or overseas, and like we don't have in Morgantown, we don't have any of those things. So like if I could, I would, but we didn't.
We got West Virginia.
Like I said,
so pretty much you're saying John's operation ain't
no,
shit.
it's not even that. I actually, to tell you the truth, like I had almost like a sudden epiphany this summer about West Virginia, and John would always joke with me about why you could coach and blah blah blah, and I would say yeah, I would love to, but John is a smart guy. He wants to go with more established coaches, and so, I love the coaches that we've had. I'm still talking. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't. That's rude. That's true. But still, like the coaches that he picked, I was super like happy with. Like I love Jared and I love James. Like that was working with James this summer was like dope. I learned an absolute lot. And then, but this summer really like, like seeing how everything was and seeing how much work and how much, just how much time is put into everything I saw this summer, and not to mention it involves like my friends and my family, basically these guys. I just realized, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I could do that. Like it was way tougher than I thought it was.
I mean,
coaching your friends and
I think
your friends just
tougher.
It was way tougher. I saw the strain that it put on James. Like it was tough.
I think James made it tougher than it needed to be.
No, I mean you could say that. You could say that if you like, but me being on, and I had the unique position of being on both sides. I would see you guys, and I would be around you guys, and I would work and be with James. James had a very tough. It was a tough job.
James did a good job. He did a
great job. I thought of managing his friends, managing guys that he like watched play growing up.
Yeah,
actually going out there to coach and then be professional and not like draw negative attention in any kind of way. Like he did a phenomenal job.
I definitely made it a little harder for James because he told me not to put some guys on the team.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's more as always.
But some people wouldn't care about that stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I mean some people wouldn't, and I know I'm not some people. Like I know, like for me to like be able to do what I think I would have to do efficiently, like I know I wouldn't care, but at the same time, like I know me, I would care after the game was over. because I like hanging out with you guys. I like doing things with everybody. And I wouldn't feel as comfortable. And then I saw how Uncle things got at times with his like teammates. Like these are guys he went to college with, like his friends.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, after seeing that strain that it put on him, like, and he did such a great job. And he just did. I thought he did a great job. It fell short on a couple decisions here or there between players and him from time to time and our staff. Like, I mean, it just didn't go the way we wanted to go all together as a team. But it just definitely made me realize, like, whew.
That's a learning curve, though, right? Like, you can't mix personal shit with
No, for sure. It lets me know I can't do that for sure. But
You
it
know
also
that.
let me know I wasn't ready. I don't think I'm ready to do that.
You know that.
I know it, but I don't think I'm ready to do that. Like, I don't know anyone here, really. So I can go and not to mention the environment here is extremely different.
So you don't want to be
Right.
the head coach of Butler Virginia.
I'm just saying, it made me realize that it would be tough to do that. Like, it'd be tough. It'd be a tough job.
Yeah. I feel like why put yourself through that if you already know yourself?
Like I said,
Like,
I
you know what I mean?
who
Like,
I am. Like, I know, like, Kevin's going to be fine. I know John's going to be fine. I know maybe, but then one day maybe guys don't show up or some shit like that. I'm going to feel a type of way about it. And it's not like I'm going to be in there like, I know me. So like, like if I feel like everybody's not in, then I'm not going to be in on those people. And then they're just going to be there. And then it's just going to be more of a, like, I just can't help who I am. So I'm still learning. I'm still growing as a coach. You know, I'm still fairly new at this. Like, you think James has been doing this for like 3-4 years. Like, this is literally year 2 for me. So I'm still learning and I'm still developing and maturing myself as a coach. So
Heard you.
Yeah.
We'll revisit West Virginia when it's time.
So John, with that being said, you think we'd probably have to go with somebody outside of the program who don't necessarily know all of us, who wouldn't, like, to your point, who wouldn't really care about that kind of stuff, the personal feelings and the other relationships, because they don't really know us?
Nah, I mean, did Jared West give a fuck about anybody's feelings on the team?
Nah,
Jared, he only coached 1 year.
So did James. What are you talking about?
But I'm just saying, you said that like you brought Jared back.
That's part of, to me, that's part of being a coach. Like, you're gonna have personal relationships. Like, if you
No,
start
for
coaching,
sure. I'm not
you know what I
debating.
mean?
I'm not debating having personal relationships with these dudes. And then I'm just saying with these individuals in particularly, like I feel like I'm a little bit closer in that regard as opposed to the regard I'm in at the moment. And maybe, well, who knows? I might be coaching for like 5 more years, and I might have a guy on our team right now that I had my very first year as a coach in the G League. Who knows? But by then, I'll be mature enough I feel like, to handle it. Like I told you, I'm fairly new at this, and I just know how I would handle it.
I mean,
Right.
And it wouldn't be conducive to the team. Like,
I mean, I feel.
to your question, though, Kev, I think like you could find guys that they're guys coaching that didn't play with you and didn't play with the guys that are playing. I mean, these guys they're younger guys. You know what I mean? Like, so there are older guys who coach that. So there's tons of people who are involved in basketball.
It's not about the coaches. It's about the players, though. Like, I see some players don't appreciate the opportunity that they have. So, like I was advised before, don't bring their ass back. Like, I was trying to be the good guy with the big heart, West Virginia, everybody, we all in this together. Fuck that shit now.
I remember a conference call with everybody saying this to John, but right before this happened. But whatever.
Yeah, somehow everybody changed their mind.
No.
Nope. Everybody said still was the same.
It was a group vote. At the end
I think
of the
that's one of
day,
those moments.
you can't go to TBT with 8 players. Like, just can't.
You can.
You're not.
No one said 8 players to go, to tell you the truth.
Yes,
No,
they
they
did.
said 8 players are going to really play. You can go with 10.
All right, we would have brought Sags. Gone.
9.
Would have brought. Who else? Somebody got hurt, didn't they? I'm tripping.
I got hurt.
I got hurt. So
8. And now we back to where we was. 8.
no, 6. You said
I said go with 10. We're going to play 8. We're playing 8 people either way.
Yeah, 8 are realistically gonna
End
play.
of the day,
Yeah.
What's 10 minus 2?
y'all got it.
End of the day, what's 10 minus 2?
Well,
Y'all got it.
well, we'll revisit this. We'll revisit
I
this.
mean, at the end of the day, it's West Virginia alumni.
No, I hear you. I
Everybody-
wasn't angry with that. I was just telling, like, the whole point was, and I was one of the people. I was just like, when you have that many people, everybody's going to be expecting something, and not to mention it's going to be in West Virginia, and people are going to feel a type of way because of that. Like we had that happening when we were in Richmond, and they were just because there were West Virginia fans there. Guys were feeling a type of way about not.
And what did Jay West? And what did Jay West do?
I don't know because he wasn't back last year, so I don't know what his adjustment would have been to that because he wasn't back. Like, I don't know.
We'll get Jay West. We'll get Jay West on the show and see. I know he's gonna keep it real about.
No, for sure.
And at the end of the day, we made it further than we did the first year we played.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we had a chance of making it even further. We as players, we can blame it on the coaches, maybe a substitution here or there, but we were in position to win that game too. So we got better.
Sure
we you know what I mean? So
you can say we got better, or we didn't play the team that won it 3 years in a row, the second round. You can say that too.
yeah, but we almost lost to Woco Showtime. So that doesn't mean anything. The team that we played doesn't mean anything.
It's not like we got blown out.
We almost lost the first round.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm saying that you can lose to anybody, and it doesn't matter if it was the 3-time running champ. You could lose to anybody, which we showed that we almost lost.
We didn't get blown out in the first round either. I mean, we were winning. Like we just lost the game. 10. Like, and
now why do we?
Yeah.
Now why do we almost lose the first game, KJ?
I don't, because the other team was good too. The other team was better than we thought.
I mean,
they had one of the best 3-point shooters in NCAA history.
That definitely helped. That definitely helped.
We not all right. We just not gonna be real on this.
Oh, okay, fine. I mean,
what do you think? What is it, John?
Wait, what you think it is?
Then what is it?
It's not. Say it.
The Elam ending is about scoring the basketball. Put your scores in the game,
okay.
Bro. We up 10.
Can I ask you a question, Ashley? So the Elam ending is about scoring the basketball, which is true. It is about scoring the basketball. So that means that the defense must be that bad that, the offense can score the basketball. When we had the ball on offense, though, when we had the ball on offense, we had a guy that we could have constantly went to that we didn't go to. And we had guys shooting step back jump shots when we had to win for 1 point. We only needed 1 point. We got guys shooting threes. We got guys. Everyone wanted to be their win. They wanted to be the guy that made the shot at the end. So whose fault is that? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were
the egos on the floor.
Up like 8+ points.
That's true. That's true too.
And we didn't score like for 10 minutes.
We had
with a 2-point or a 1-point opportunity just to win the game. We had literally 4 other people except for the guy that was like our leading scorer touch the ball and just start going in. Then we had that happen again in the third game. But I understand the subbing aspect because it's like you need scorers in there. That is true. You do need people that can score. But we also had a guy in there that scored and he wasn't getting the ball either. Fast forward to the third game, to that same point, the same guy scored 8 times straight to help us come back into the game. But
so what the fuck?
That's not important. And then also we had other guys that scored as well. Let's say, for example, John. John made some tough shots and he made good shots and he had good stops and he was off the floor. So will I acknowledge his point? Yes. Maybe John should have been on the floor toward the end of the game for sure. That game, I agree. But we also had KJ on the floor who wasn't touching the ball toward the end of the game. And we had guys chucking up shots, step back shots.
As a coach, you want KJ
come down the court, one pass or no pass, one dribble shots.
So as a coach, Da'Sean, you want your best player who scored 8 in a row to have the ball.
I would like for him to touch the ball. I would like for him to touch it.
Why are we drawing up hammer screens to the corner for threes? I don't get it.
I would like for him to touch it. Once again, though, I didn't say I want him to touch it every time he came over the court. But if we get into a dry spot or so on and so forth, I wouldn't mind the best player who's drawing two people to touch the ball. So, point being, when we have guys that come down the court, not ATOs drawn up by the coach, we have guys that come down the court and dribble it from the foul line where our bench is, and then dribble to the other team's 3-point line and do a 1-2 dribble move and then shoot a jump shot. Or we have a guy that comes down and is trying to get into a drag screen so he can shoot a jump shot, or another guy. Like,
So
we have all
what would
these things happening.
I hear you. So what would you do, like, as a coach? You would call a timeout, right?
How many do we have? I'm saying,
asking
how many
you, what's your best player?
timeouts do you think we have to just reevaluate every time someone decides to like break some shit off? Like, that's.
I mean, we got one. We called one to draw up a hammer screen.
Okay, so that's one timeout. So for one instance, in one timeout where the coach drew up a play to get somebody else involved because the guy that scored 8 in a row is being double teamed at this point now. So one time. What about the other 4 separate instances during that game or during those times where someone broke off to just do their own thing? We only got 2 timeouts a half, bro. All you could do is say, hey, don't do that. And then you're going to look over and be like, what you talking about, man? And then go, and then now it's a problem. Like, that's like, and obviously you can say, yo, shrug that off and then blah, blah, blah. But now we're talking about you saying shrug that off, but at the same time now say, oh, well, I learned my lesson. Like, what lesson did you learn? You can't say I learned my lesson and I'm not going to involve these dudes, the people that were doing this and acting up or blah, 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 but then say shrug it off because it is, like we told you at the meeting before we started, a distraction at core. It's going to distract everybody.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, everything goes hand in hand, whether it's, the coaches maybe calling a timeout when things go like that, or even the players recognizing it ourselves, just having that high basketball IQ, being like, okay, whether it be me, whether it be John, like, yo, this person is on fire. Let's keep on running that. Let's keep on going at him until they find a way to stop it. So I think it goes. Yeah, it goes hand in hand because the people on the court, like they say, you can't just keep on calling timeout every time something messes up. We, as players, have to be like, yo, like, stop jacking up shots. Like, all we need is 1 point. Like, let's get an easy one. We definitely didn't make it easier on ourselves as players on the court to finish the game. But I feel like it's not just us. A lot of teams in the TBT did that. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, the Elam ending makes everybody go insane. Like, you have you have to win right now, or like there's a 5-point shot or something like that when you only need one or two.
I want to disagree with that at all, Kevin. It definitely goes hand in hand. Could some decisions be made differently from the staff? For sure. Could some players make different plays to help everything go the way it was supposed to go? For sure. At the end of the day, I mean, the team that went to the championship, they beat us. They lost. It is what it is. It happens. Like, we were winning that game, so it should give us a good sign. Like, yo, we could possibly have been in that championship or could have possibly won those games. We didn't take care of business as a group.
Yeah,
right.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Maybe you should do like a big group meditation thing beforehand. We are no longer individuals. We are a whole. And then maybe everybody will get the picture.
The moral of the whole summer was just separate the personal from the business.
That's what was said.
Whole summer.
But once again,
no. At the same thing, like, same thing comes from the coaching side. Separate the personal from the business.
Sir,
you feel like this guy should be on the bench. Sit his ass on the bench.
And were people sitting on the bench? Answer that question. Were there people sitting on the bench?
Yeah.
So then what are you talking about? People
were
were
friends
sitting on the bench. People were causing distractions, and it did cause a problem. Like,
were friends sitting on the bench?
Excuse me?
Was friends sitting on the bench?
Yes.
Were people in the Elam ending that were not supposed to be in the Elam ending in the Elam ending?
There probably was one.
Okay, there's probably one. Was that separating personal from business? No. So it goes both ways.
Once again,
That's all
it does go both ways. I'm not debating that it goes both ways. No one said it didn't. What you're saying, you're making it seem like it's more on one side than it is on the other. And I'm telling you
I said
that It's hand in hand, like Kevin's been saying.
That's what JJ, did I just say that? I said I personally learned to separate business from friends.
What did you say before that, though? What did you just say before that? When you just tried to make it seem like it was the coaching with your answer just there.
It was the coaching.
Was things separated? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not saying anything about the players. You're saying it was the coaching.
I literally said I made it harder for James Long because I picked players that he didn't want to play. I said that.
You did say these things, but you're coming back. The way you come back to them, you're making it sound like it's a one-sided argument. And I'd rather you start your sentence with, like that. I made a mistake, and then he made a mistake. And then now that sounds hand in hand. What you're doing is loading the front of your shit with like, oh, yeah, I kind of messed up. It was definitely him. And that's bullshit. It's like that's what you're doing.
Da'Sean called your ass out. That was awesome.
That's what you're doing.
If you say so, I don't even know what he's talking about. But
interesting.
I literally said the mistakes I made. Like personally said it. I don't know what we're talking about.
Hey, anyway, man, we all enjoyed it, man. We won, we lost as brothers, and that's how we gonna keep it. You know, hopefully next year we can still keep it in the family. I don't know, make a new maybe an addition or two outside of it, because you know Jamel. Everybody was on the fence about Jamel, not because of the player he is or the person, just because he was outside of the family somewhat. So, and he ended up being great for us, helping us out real big. So, you know, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't.
Bench.
But yeah,
Bench.
Bench.
Bring him in here, and he gonna sit on the bench in the clutch. That's what we going.
Yeah,
it's my fault. My bad. I apologize.
No, you weren't in the game.
I did.
You weren't in.
I
don't know why you're apologizing.
What?
You had nothing to do with it.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, Jamel wasn't either. So you said I apologize.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not the coach. Like, it's nothing for you to apologize about.
My fault. Sorry.
Except for maybe if you didn't, hurl up some bad step backs in the first game. I mean, maybe you and the coach wouldn't have been on a bad term. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
All I can tell you
that's why you on the staff to know.
Well, I know, but I don't know. It's like I got a feeling.
Oh, you know.
I got a feeling. That's what happened. But at the end of the day, I don't personally know if those step backs in the first game caused you to sit down in those moments. I don't know if shot selection and high IQ basketball is why you sat down.
Oh, you know.
I'm using some of Kevin's language and I'm using some of James's language. I don't know. All I know is that when we got to the Elam ending, when we were up, we just looked a little shaky. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, why do we look shaky in the Elam?
Because everybody wants to win it. Every single person wants to make that final basket.
Okay, so wouldn't you come up with some type of game plan in the Elam?
How could you game plan 4 other people just hurling up shots? Like how do you game plan that? Talk to me. You tell me what could you do to game plan that?
All right, so you know how we had exhibition games, mad practices, and all that other stuff?
Okay,
like,
go ahead. Talk to me, please. Enlighten me.
I would say this is what we're doing during the Elam.
You talking about the very first practice we had?
Every practice
the very first practice we were game planning.
15 of them.
Well, we had 6 people there.
John, are you talking about the personnel that we use?
What
or
are you talking about?
Plays.
Talking about personnel, plays, everything.
But it's hard. You can't plan that because the personnel that you might have might not be playing good that game.
Right.
That's true.
So you can't say that.
With some of our personnel that we have playing good that game.
The first game?
What are we talking about?
Exactly. But that's why you just going against your own point, and that's why you can't do that.
But he said it in the beginning, Kevin, so he's fine. He can just say it.
That's literally what we did. Like, there was an Elam ending final. They was in at the end of every Elam ending.
No.
False.
No, that's not true. False. That's not true.
Right.
False.
You're right.
That's not true, bro. I know
what he's doing. I know what he's
about,
doing, and I get it. It's not going to work.
It's not true.
It's not true. It's not going.
Yo, you are ending lineup. The Elam ending lineup for every game was KJ, Ruoff, Nate.
No, Nate wasn't in the first.
He was.
No. First one, no.
In the first game when we won,
the second two, he wasn't in. He was in the,
The second
second
two,
two.
he
He was
was
in the
in.
Elam Ending. The first one, he wasn't. He
Nate
was not
wasn't
in the first one. John, can you continue?
Yeah, I'm on the
I
edge
was
of my
waiting for the
seat
rest of the
here.
roster.
Who else?
John's trying to look
I was
it up.
to say, does anyone want
John's
to bet?
trying to look it
Does
up.
someone want to bet? That's all we can do is bet.
Like, did he touch the
Is
floor
John
during the
going
you
Elam
back
wanna
through
Ending?
his
bet?
text messages?
What do you want to bet?
No, I'm looking. Fuck that.
That
You ain't gonna
Nate
have
was
me
in
out
the
here.
Elam
I'm
Ending?
looking.
Yeah.
Definitely
Now I'm
started
looking.
Elam Ending.
On the first game, you're saying he was in there.
In the first
he was
game
in
we
the Elam
won.
Ending for the first game.
Well, you're
It was
actually
me-
technically
it
what
was
you're saying
me,
is he was
Al-
in the
it was
Elam
me,
Ending for
Al,
So
all
that's what I'm
of
saying. If that's the case, you're
It was
talking
me,
about did he
Al,
finish the
Tariq, for
game or
sure.
did he like appear in the Elam Ending in the very beginning? Because I remember the very first Elam Ending part. I was like, James, start the guys that are on the bench right now going into the Elam Ending, so that when you need your guys, the guys you want to go to, like you want to score the basketball, you can get them in. Like if things aren't going well, like they're on a run going into the Elam Ending, like make your sub like 2 minutes before the Elam Ending, and then let those guys rock out. So if they rock out in the Elam Ending, then they're fine to win the game. Now, if they start fucking up and the team comes down and they're not guarding the team's scoring, we're not scoring, then get the starters or the guys who were playing well earlier, get them back in, whoever you feel. It doesn't have to be the starters. It could be the guys who are playing well during the game. Get them back in. So we did that the first one. We didn't do that the second two.
Oh, so you're saying what your suggestion is basically like rest up your guys that have been playing the entire game for those 2 minutes and then throw them back. Gotcha.
Because what was happening was we would have guys go in our players who had a good rhythm, who were scoring. We had a nice scoring group in whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys would be there like 5 minutes or 4 minutes going to the Elam. So once we got to the Elam, if they were on a roll, I'm like, yo, get them out of the game. Mainly because like they've been playing for 4 straight minutes. We're not going to end the Elam in like 2 minutes.
Right.
So they're going to be playing on 6, 7 minutes gassed. And then we're going to have to put some dudes in who have been sitting on the bench
Don't
cold
score
for fucking 7 minutes. So I
Right.
was like, all right, cool. If
Right.
these guys, the way the timing worked, I was like, because James was doing this before every game. He was doing his time. I'm like, all right, fine. You can do your minutes, your allocation of minutes. But remember, 2-3 minutes before the Elam gets here, you got to make an adjustment to this because it's the Elam Ending.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
actually a
and
good
at the
game
same-
plan.
Yeah, and at the same time, hindsight is 2020. It might work,
Yeah,
it might not work. But I mean, of course, we can go back and say, "Oh, yo, that didn't work. You shouldn't have did that." But at the time, it seemed like
I
a
said,
good
he only
idea.
did it once.
So that happens. Yeah, and that happens in coaching at every level.
Right.
Like you're not gonna get it right all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put your team in the best position to win,
Exactly.
let's see what happens. And I felt like we were for the most part, there was some mistakes that I feel like could have happened, but for the most part, I felt like we were always in a good position to win. So that's all you can do.
I'm not
For sure.
Just point this out. I'm not blaming anybody for the loss.
What?
I said I'm not blaming any one person for us losing.
You could have set that disclaimer before you started your rant.
The same factors.
But
Just saying.
But it's all the
naming
coach's
factors that attributed to us losing. I think. But we can hear about this on like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Final Fourcast. Let us know your thoughts, fans, West Virginia fans. Let us know. And we'll,
yeah, I'd be interested to see like if what the fans think that we could have did better, or whether it was more coaching or whether they think it was more in the players.
Man, at the end of the day, it won't matter because when you lose, it's always on the coaches.
Yeah, exactly. It's all
It
the
don't
same.
matter.
It's all the same shit. It's
I
all the same
personally
shit.
like how James prepared for the games. Like his preparation was probably the best in TBT. Like that's
Yeah,
what I
for
like
sure.
about James. Like we watch film, we have shoot arounds, practices, and yeah, I like James as a coach. I definitely want to come back. Like me personally. But,
Yeah. And that's why I can't complain, because it's like I said, I felt like we were never unprepared. Like the reason why if we lost the game, we weren't unprepared for anything. We knew everything that was going on.
Scout reports, all that. James did a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I learned from my mistakes. I hope he learned from his mistakes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we
There
go.
you go.
so we can
Done.
get
There we go.
better
That's
as a
it.
collective. I don't know why Da'Sean
Why are you
yelling
involved
at
in
me.
Da'Sean? This is what you said. It has nothing to do with Da'Sean.
I
You
didn't
said you
blame
learned
James.
something. You said you hope he learned something. There you have it. Hopefully everybody learned.
Separate friends from business.
That's what I am separating them. I am.
You're leaving the show.
Oh my god!
That's why he moved to Atlanta.
Now you're
He's
gonna bring the show
separating.
into this.
He started his separation now.
You ever think you'll move back to Morgantown?
I like to. I love West Virginia. The person I told you, like maybe during the year when it's like super hectic with students, like maybe it's like a lot, but even then it's not that much. And then I love also like when the school's out, like I love West Virginia. That's
Your coach coached what team was it? Team 23 or Wofford?
the coach I'm working with now.
Yeah, Steve.
No, I think he coached a team out of Ohio, I believe.
So that just means you could still coach TBTs.
I didn't say I couldn't,
I knew where that was
I
going.
didn't say I couldn't.
knew that.
but we just had to.
He said he
But
didn't
I'm
want
still
to.
learning. Like I told you, I'm still
Sneaking
learning
up.
from my mistakes from TBT, and it might take me a while to learn. That's all I
So
said.
you want to be in the back seat. You don't want to take the. You're not ready to run the show.
I guess if that's what you want to call it, John, I don't. You can call it what you want. It's you can call it whatever you want. I told you what my answer was.
Do you think it's better to have more of a lackadaisical Jared West approach or a more strict approach like James Long as far as the TBT?
Is that question for everybody?
That's for the coach in the room.
Yeah.
I honestly, whatever your coaching approach is, I mean, I can't really tell Jared his coaching approach doesn't work versus James his coaching approach doesn't work.
No, that wasn't the question.
But that's what I'm saying. You asked me which one. I mean, I don't.
It wasn't. I said, which one would you prefer? What do you think is better for TBT? I didn't say which one. They both can work.
So which one do I think is better for TBT?
Your opinion for TBT. What do you think is better?
Oh, I mean, I enjoyed playing for Jared. Once again, watching you guys and seeing how much you guys were prepared before the games, like I didn't get a chance to see what Jared did in the behind the scenes. Like I was playing, so I don't know what he did, his preparation and all that.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, Jared didn't do much of anything behind the scenes.
All right, so I mean, like I'm saying, I don't know from once again, I don't know. So seeing everything that James did, I would love to play for James, and I already got a chance to play for Jared, and that was I had a blast because I played. So. So I wasn't tripping really. I didn't play as much. I didn't play a lot, but also I was happy with the minutes I got. So I wasn't tripping. But still, I would have loved to play with you guys this summer. I wish I did actually. But I probably would like to play for James. Probably play with James. That'd have been dope.
Wasn't the question.
I said James.
I said James. TBT is weird, man. It's a weird, it's hard. It's hard to say which coaching would work. I think it's not even so. I don't think it's has a lot to do with the coaches, bro. To be honest, I've seen teams with coaches I've never heard of, or an AAU coach or something. Not saying that these guys don't know basketball, but I think it's more about players than the coaches. To be honest. Not saying that anybody can just come in and coach and just tell people what to do, but I think it's a lot of it is on the players. So to ask me that question, I think any style. I honestly think any style could work if you have the right players around. I feel like either style could work.
Yeah,
I mean, you could be laissez-faire, you could be strict or whatever John says James is, but it doesn't really matter as long as the players is out there and ready to fucking play. And the coaching staff can make adjustments when necessary, because that's all the game is. Players got to make shots and coaches got to make adjustments.
Did I say that both styles could work?
Yes, you did. I just told you I picked James because I already played for Jared.
I appreciate it.
Answered your question.
If you asking me to pick, I would say James because I like being prepared and knowing everything. If I had to pick one,
there you go.
I like that. So.
I would pick James too.
I just heard you say two names. What'd you say?
And that has nothing to do with Jared, because I feel like Jared West did a great job as well. But for my style of play and how I like to go about the game, I like
preparation.
I like James. Yeah, preparation wise.
That's the second time you stuttered. There you go. Good stuff.
Jared James, you keep saying it.
And that's what we hear. That's why we're here.
Nah, I like the preparation. I love it. I love what James did.
There we go.
Because I mean, that's what we all used to. We still play.
Exactly.
Not
So
me. I'm done.
Where you at right now? You ain't done
here
right
we
now,
go.
or you?
It's the last
You
year.
ain't done. You know,
It's,
you playing?
it's the victory lap.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
the last year.
The last we tell to get through today.
It's the last one, man. Can't feel my legs anymore.
That's
What?
a lie. I can't feel my legs. You can feel your damn legs.
Thanks for listening to the show. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Final Fourcast, or call us at 304-807-9098.
y'all want to talk about this football game, or y'all want to leave
Oh
that?
my God, dude. That football game, vomit. Like, I literally could not.
I didn't even
get a chance to watch the game, and I just went on. I missed it.
I didn't watch it either. I
missed it
saw the
and
score.
looked on Twitter,
Man.
and I saw a barrage of disrespect being thrown. I was like, we must have lost.
So,
Do you think they just stopped playing? Like, did they quit?
It was weird. Here's the problem, right? We've relied so much on our defense this entire season to hold teams to not scoring so that we could potentially catch up, right? That's basically how this has been working. Well, our defense couldn't stop the play action yesterday. I mean, they were all over the place, and our D was not prepared for it. So, I mean, they're scoring on us every time it seemed like they went for a drive. Every fucking time. And then everything fell apart. I mean, the wheels literally fell apart. I knew from the first touchdown Deggy threw, which was at the beginning of the game, and it got tipped. I go, this motherfucker is going to throw some interceptions today. And by God, that's what happened. And it was ugly. Fucking ugly.
Yeah.
I had to stop watching. I had to walk outside, man. My anxiety was through the roof. I couldn't even stand to watch it.
Is that anxiety or is that just anger?
I got Dougie. that was our guy Dougie throwing interceptions.
Deggy.
Yeah. Deggy.
So what? So the next Pat White didn't come in and save the day?
No,
Save
I
the
mean,
day.
no, I don't. And that's the thing. I don't understand why they didn't let Garrett Green come in, you know? I don't know.
From the game I seen, like he's like a limited passer. Like,
And that's the
I mean,
issue.
yeah, he can run the ball, he's athletic, but as far as passing, how long is that gonna be productive in the Big 12 when you got people throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against somebody running the ball constantly?
That's legit.
Like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
The question is, though, can Garrett Green throw the ball and they're just not allowing him to?
True.
Right?
True. That could be
Because I feel like they keep flip-flopping. Oh, we want to put Deggy in when we want to throw a pass, and we'll put Garrett in when we want him to run.
That's
Like-
a rare.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's a rarity in football where someone's like, "Yo, that guy can throw. He's an amazing thrower. Let's not let him throw it."
That's true too.
It's like, yo, he's the best player of all time in this school. He's the greatest to ever come out of his hometown. Let's sit him on the bench. Like, that never happens. Like, so I don't want to say he's not like a great thrower. Maybe he's like a solid thrower. Maybe they just don't have faith in his throwing at the moment if they just keep putting him out there to run. So
that kind of happened with Pat White. Like, the only reason why he got his shot is because whoever was starting over him got hurt, right?
facts.
So that's kind of the same thing what happened.
But that offense was geared towards running too.
True.
So this offense isn't.
It was
like not for
we're not running the
quarterback
option.
running at
Yeah.
least. No. So like,
Ash, what were you about to say about?
you looked at your phone and said something.
Yeah. So, well, I know we're talking about the Mountaineers, but I also watched the Alabama Texas A&M game last night, which was insane. And I didn't finish the game. I ended up falling asleep, but I just saw fucking Texas A&M beat #1 Alabama, and A&M are not even ranked.
Yeah, that's got to be the first time in like
Dude.
years,
Yes.
like 20 years probably.
And that game
Alabama don't
was
never lose.
literally, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And
Did you fall
obviously,
off
I
when
love
you
Nick
fall asleep?
Saban.
This game is
Dude,
amazing.
I mean, you know, well,
Fell asleep.
On the
the
edge of my seat.
truth is, I was at my friend's house watching the game, and it was getting late. And I was like, okay, I'm going to drive home, and then I'll finish watching the game. Well, that's not exactly what happened. I got home and then sat down and fell asleep.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. But
that was just
it
fun.
it was a really good game. And like I said, I love Nick Saban. Obviously, he's from West Virginia. Shout out to Mononga. And I love to root for him, but still at the same time, sometimes you love to see that the underdog coming in and just fucking beating that ass. And it was so good.
At the end of the day, Alabama and 3 touchdowns in the national championship.
That's true. There's still
Yeah,
national
they're gonna be the
chance.
national
Yeah,
champion.
but damn, dude, that was
Sucks.
wild.
Yeah. The Oklahoma Texas game was crazy too. 55-48.
That's a lot of scoring.
That's
Yeah.
no defense.
Love to see it. But shout out to West Virginia swimming team for getting their wins yesterday.
That's like look that up, man.
No, I heard everyone else lost.
West
Shout out to the
Virginia
swim
swimming
though,
team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if that's the case, shout out.
I think they're the only team that won yesterday.
Hey,
Really?
shout out to them
My
man, for
Twitter
sure.
was switched.
Somebody's got to do it.
Shout out to them. Then. Have you ever been to a swim meet? Is that what it's called? Swim meet?
There were no girls. I don't think there's girls on the swim team.
There's no girls on the swim team?
I have no clue.
It's a guy.
I don't know.
As I say, I'm not sure. I think there may be. Like it may be split.
Yeah, it might. I think it might be. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
unisex both.
There were
But-
no bad jowls on the swim team. I stayed away from
There you go.
Like,
Like
stay away from the swim team.
I know a bad joint on the swim team. Well, she wasn't bad. She was okay. But
stop where this is going. Stop where this is going. Stop where this is going.
Right. Wrap it up. Ash, you done?
Yeah.
This
Nothing
was
else?
great,
You
man.
want to talk about your guy that was in the bar?
Huh?
What's the coach's name? That was at the bar?
Oh, Urban Meyer.
My guy.
Oh,
Urban. They tried to
yeah, I
frame my
forgot
guy.
about that. We didn't record
Oh,
last
man.
week. Oh, Urban, you sneaky little bitch, you.
Hey, you might want to get off. You might
I
want to
never
get off
met
while
him.
you're ahead.
I never
man.
met
Yeah,
him.
we'll talk about that.
Might get
We'll
out
talk
there.
about how they
I never
tried to
met him.
frame my guy.
They didn't
Never
try to
met-
frame him, dude. He
They
apologized for
tried-
it.
He had to. He had no choice.
You. Yeah, I was
Come
gonna say. You think
on.
that apology was sincere? He ain't care. He didn't care about that.
Sorry. Like, it's-
You can clearly see from that alternate view that she posted on her Snapchat that he definitely stuck his finger in places he shouldn't have been sticking his
exactly.
finger.
It was a setup. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind he was set up to do that. However, he still did it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
Took
he
the
fell
took
bait
for it.
and
He
he
took the bait.
apologized.
debate. We don't know what's going on inside their household. You know what I'm saying? They could be going through.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. You are a leader.
Nah, I'm talking about in public. If you
Yes.
get caught in public like that, it really,
What did he do, bro?
you're gonna.
You got a little.
He's a married man and he's touching another woman in public.
They could be.
And
they could
his
be-
team is 0-4.
They could be
It's the last thing he should be
They
doing.
could be separated. Dog. Is this him and his wife separated? Do we know that? Do we
No.
know the information?
No.
Do we know anything about their relationship? No. we
But
don't.
that's the point. But that's the point, though. Is even if they are, like, obviously it's not public, so obviously they don't want it to be public.
Exactly.
If that
Otherwise, he
was
wouldn't
if that would be the
apologize.
case,
Mhm.
So if it was,
Right.
Yeah.
if it was
And he did
public,
apologize to his wife. The sad thing was, right before that video was taken, she had put out, I think it was on Instagram or Twitter, her with her grandkids and saying, you know, how happy she was to be with her grandkids. And she said, Buddy deserved a night out. That's what she said. So she was happy that her husband was going to go have a nice night. And that's what he does while she's at home with the
that's tough.
grandkids. Fuck that.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm still under the impression that he was just trying to help her take a wedgie out, and it got misconstrued, and everybody's in a big, you know,
I didn't even
Yeah.
see the video. But
everybody's in a big uproar about
I
it.
didn't see
But
the
he's
video, I
just
just
trying to
saw
be a
the
good guy.
apology,
That's still my impression.
yeah, can't take the bait. KJ, you ever been set up like that before?
If I was, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
You never know.
You never know what's going on.
John, have you ever been set
people
up?
quick to pull up.
Have I ever been set up? I've been in situations where,
And
like,
that's the
if someone
thing.
would have took like a 4-second video, it would look bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People could take any. You could be talking to or somebody buying you a drink, like, oh, yo, they at the bar buying people drinks.
Exactly.
And, like, anything could be taken out of context.
That's what I was
bro.
saying at first. Like, we
Nowadays.
can't judge what happened off 4 seconds of this video. But then the second video came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was the
It
damning
was-
one, yeah.
Yeah, it was really no defending that one.
But shout out to her, man. God bless him. Sending good vibes his way to him and his family. Hopefully they work it out.
He
I hope lesson
He gonna
learned,
need-
you know,
yeah, he gonna need it.
for
Stay
sure.
away from that young. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Well, first we need to, we have our goodbye for Da'Sean since this is his last
Day
episode.
people on
with us,
Twitter are
which
sad.
Dude, I'm
Day
sad about
people on
it.
Twitter are sad that they're already missing you.
Try to
So
pull
I
the
thought,
strings,
you know,
Dave.
let's try and
Yeah.
recap your time with the show.
Da'Sean, when we began this podcast journey, you didn't even own a vacuum cleaner. You were just an international basketball superstar and West Virginia University basketball legend who couldn't clean his own house. Now you're heading out to the NBA G League. From the very first recording session, we knew you'd be destined for greatness, and so on and so forth. We would have told you that, but you shouted over everyone so much, you wouldn't have been able to hear us. It's only fitting that your journey with us comes to an end right after you were admitted to the WVU Sports Hall of Fame at the Virginia Tech game. And just like many of our recording sessions, you tried to get out of doing that too. We're sure you had a good excuse lined up, whatever the case may be. Da'Sean, we love you, brother. We're gonna miss you here,
triggered.
but we know you're off to bigger and better things. Don't forget us when you become rich and famous in the league. We are not above asking you to sponsor the show. You are our first Final Fourcast alumni, a real friend of the show. 'Tis true. Good luck to you, Meg and the kids. Come back soon.
That was fire. Actually,
Right?
I
I love how he put his little ad libs in there.
was
I
cute.
love
That was
him.
cute.
yeah,
I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
that.
I
Good
was-
job, Dave. Round of applause.
that was actually
enjoyed
really
that.
good. Good job, Dave.
Don't use my quips again. That was disrespectful.
Speaking of not becoming too big time, Dave, can you get us what's the guy's name?
If you don't know him, I can't do it. Gotta go.
Help me out. Just draw a blank.
Who?
Kid that went to Oklahoma. Yeah,
Trae Young.
Gotta get us a Trae.
Oh, I can't even get a Trae Young handshake yet. So, and
You still is? You gonna
I
shake
mean,
his
I haven't
hand?
gotten a chance to be introduced or anything of that nature. Like I've been around, but not like I'm not walking up to each player like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?" Like,
You should.
How you doing?
I don't
Want to
think
be
he
on the
will.
show?
You should.
I don't think he
would
All
yet.
the players.
give me some time.
Something about the don't
He
foul.
just
Yeah.
said something
Okay.
about West Virginia John. John
Yeah, he said something about they
TBT.
think they
He
never
said-
foul. Yeah, I saw that one.
What?
It's
Say
like West
what?
Virginia doesn't think it ever fouls. Like it was a foul call, and everybody's like, "That wasn't a foul." He's like, "West Virginia never thinks they foul."
Oh, okay.
That's
I
really
thought you
what
meant
I want to talk to
something
him about his like playing at WVU and all, because it was kind of like a rivalry, but it kind of wasn't.
Yeah,
It was
Mhm.
weird. That'd be cool to talk to him about.
that is a good idea.
So Dave, you
Yeah.
hooked that up for the guys you leave?
Well, yeah, well, I mean, my Pat White interview is still in the works, still pending. So maybe this one will
That's
be
true.
pending as well.
Okay, there's a lot of things pending. Still. We were supposed to sign a contract with.
Once again, pending. Loading.
Loading.
This is the Final Fourcast podcast.
All right, well, this has been another episode of Final Fourcast with me, Jay Flo. You already know what it is. Best GM, best real estate agent. Best basketball player in Uruguay right now. Best everything. You know what I'm saying? Got my guy KJ with me.
Yo.
And farewell to our guy Da'Sean Butler.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. I miss you guys already. This morning was probably the most fun morning I've had in a while. So, thank you.
Aw.
Oh,
We
I
love you,
guys
Dave.
I want to be the KJ and J Flow experience as it tended to be from the beginning.
Don't forget Ashley. Ashley's right there.
Yes.
Yes.
And I love
And
the
our
people
sitting
lovely
right there.
co-host,
That's me. I'm an
Jeez.
afterthought.
Speaking
No,
of
you
Ash,
never that.
speaking of Ash, we do need to remind all our listeners to nominate Ash on the Morgantown magazine Best of Morgantown. She's under the community section with Best Media Personality. It is for her CLG thing, but we kind of love her, so we'll just keep going for that.
I'm confused
But
about that. Is that
nominate
like
her.
a real thing? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, like
how
they
can
do it every
anybody
year.
get
It's-
nominated? Like, why is it like?
Well, anybody can be nominated, but you have to have enough nominations to move into the final where you can actually get voted in.
Okay.
Yeah, like I nominated.
Where are you as far as it?
Say
Ash?
what?
Where are you as far as like getting into the top? Whatever you got to get into.
I don't
to
know. It
win the
doesn't
award.
tell you that. You have
Oh, it
no
doesn't?
idea how many nominations you have. You have no clue
I
until the
voted.
final voting
Oh.
comes out and you actually make the ballot. You don't know.
KJ,
So,
did you
yeah.
You can also vote.
I have not voted yet, but I will. I haven't voted yet.
You gotta put in all your information and stuff. That's
Do you?
Just an email
That's
address.
annoying.
Yeah, because they
But
put the
it's
same
today. And by the way,
spelling.
today's the last day.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
I'm
so-
gonna vote right now.
Yeah.
Send that, Dave.
Everyone keep it in your heads for when we call you to vote for her when the actual vote comes around. I also nominated John for Best Real Estate Agent, so he is technically on the nominations
Do
now.
not vote for me. Don't vote for me.
Why?
You just said you were the best in
voted.
Morgantown. You
I
literally
haven't
just said
sold
that.
I haven't sold a house yet.
But you've sold hope.
So why'd you say what you just said? then?
Then why'd you say you're the best?
I didn't have enough. I
Why
didn't
would you
sell a
say
house.
that, John?
Context. Put it in context. I didn't sell a
Christmas.
house because I wasn't there
Don't
long enough
start
to sell a
false
house.
advertising now.
Yeah.
And
what the
I'm gonna hit stop in 3, 2, 1.